Hello from Australia.
Hello from Sweden.
What's it like in Sweden at the moment? Now, it's nighttime here on a Thursday. What is it over there?
Oh yeah, it's actually I think it's a Thursday. I'm not sure,
Okay, that's all
but
right.
it's midday. It's 11 o'clock.
All right. So
Yeah,
we're not that far ahead. We're only about seven hours or so. That's cool.
yeah, that's good. Very nice weather here, I would say.
Yeah, well, we're having winter at the moment, so
Having some
you're lucky. I'm
up
jealous.
we are.
So
Yeah.
you're about to tour Australia. You haven't been down under before? Is that true?
That is correct. Never ever. And personally, I haven't even been on vacation. So I have
Wow.
only I don't even know what to expect, but I've been dreaming about it for 15 years since we started the band, since I was in my 20s. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super.
So 15 years of dreaming about coming to Australia, and now you've got like huge fan base. What can the audiences expect? A big show, I'm assuming.
Well, I hope so. We're gonna try to. I mean, we play very big shows here in Europe, obviously, like especially the festivals, and we have been doing lots of big support tours in arenas and. But we also do club shows, which we actually do like a lot because it gives you the more close
Yeah.
atmosphere, like to the fans and the audience, and yeah, I mean, I have no idea what the venues look like in Australia, but I will, of course, know. And luckily, we have a very good crew and a production manager and stuff who is now arranging, how we can build our big show over in Australia. And yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of surprise to me as well, I guess, when we arrive, how much of
Oh,
our stage setup we're able to bring, and yeah, what the venue is going to look like. I mean, obviously I can Google it, but
yeah.
on that, because usually I don't do it before going on a tour, or yeah, I just want to, make it real, like
Yeah.
bring energy. I hope it's actually gonna arrive 2 days early, just so that I can adjust myself to the new time zone, because for me personally it's very important, and of course for the other guys as well, so we can
Hmm.
actually like bring our best performance, because that's what we would love to share with the Australian audience. And
Yeah.
I'm so curious to see what it's going to be like and what kind of fan base we have over there, because obviously, yeah, like you said, we have heard so much about Australia and people have writing us for all these years,
Right.
wishing for us for and asking, and we have been trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
And now finally it's happening, and the audience can expect to see us in real life and likewise vice versa, and hopefully play our best songs.
Yeah.
Most of the
Oh,
hits are be released. So yeah, I really just hope people are going to be very, happy, and
excited.
maybe followed us for 15 years and they're going to be a little bit nostalgic about some of the tracks. And it's just so strange to actually go someplace we have never been before.
Yeah, that's so good. And I mean, how many suitcases are you going to bring? Are you going to bring all your costumes with you and all your shoes?
I wish I could, like, to wear the like original stage clothes from each era.
Yeah.
I'm only allowed to bring one bag, so I will try to
Oh,
do my best. Pick out, yeah,
one
I guess
bag.
one bag only. I bring, that's what bands do nowadays. I mean, I'm probably gonna bring the backdrop or something like guitars or the
Yeah.
bass,
Yeah.
and then I have a bag from my own personal things. But I actually kind of think a lot about that when I buy the stage clothes nowadays, to maybe not bring the big boots because they're gonna take up the whole bag, so I can fit more. So it's a lot to think about. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think you need to bring like a more than one guitar, or will you just sort of focus on the singing? What will it be all about when you get down here?
We always bring 2 guitars because we have 2 different that we've been writing songs from since the first album. So we switched the tuning, but only between 2. And so the bass is 2 basses and 2 guitars. So it's going to like changes is going to be quick. So that's actually something we always have to bring. And also Morten always brings his cymbals.
Okay.
Yes, from the Yamaha drums, which he's been playing ever since the beginning. And I guess we're going to rent the other stuffs. And the backdrop, of course, is also like our own backdrop. So we have to bring that. And it takes up like 1 suitcase because it's really big.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you got the backdrop. That's very important, I think. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be the catalyst, of course, since that's our our latest albums, yes.
Yeah.
So it's, but I mean, obviously it's weird because, for the Australian fans, it should be like a mix of a backdrop with like all the back, because none of the fans there have seen any of our shows.
Do you think you were saying like 15 years? Do you think the band has changed a lot, or have you remained the same? I know some of the songs have sort of overlapped and sound familiar, but then you've also got different melodies and tunes. But how do you think the band's changed in 15 years, or has it not?
Well, I mean, it changed obviously based a lot on our own experience, since we grow and develop as human beings, and the stuff that we like to write about. On the first albums, we already kind of, processed those feelings, for example, around the digital world, for example, or something. Now we're kind of living that. So now and also the sounds on the keys for keyboards especially has changed and upgraded, like the different, and we always like to stay current, and so that's actually one thing which kind of helped us change the sound a little bit, but besides that, I guess we're pretty much the same.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. So in your hometown of Sweden, have they got a bar or a pub named after you? Because you've been performing since you're a little girl.
Yes, I know. Well, actually, there's a bar called Rockbaren in Gothenburg, which is very popular. And they have actually made a drink named after Olaf, because he used to go there a lot to the rock bar. So he got a drink. And he also got to the In Flames guys, which is also a Gothenburg band.
Yeah.
Their own bar and like burger restaurant. So Olaf got his burger named after him. So that.
Oh well. I was hoping you were going to have because I love Swedish vodka. I love it, and I thought there might be a cocktail named after you. But oh well, maybe in the future.
I don't drink alcohol. That's why I don't drink vodka. I guess that's why I don't have it after me.
Okay, fair enough.
I used to like red wine with drinking. So
have you ever drunk, or have you never tried alcohol?
Well, at some point I was like, okay, let's just go with the flow. I'm gonna, because in the rock and roll scene, it's been like a standard to have free booze on your and stuff. And I mean, obviously, I lately, or actually when we started, I was against it a lot. I thought it was very, because other people don't have that when they work.
Yeah.
But then at some point I was like, okay, because I was also very tired. So I was like, okay, I needed help with sleeping. It's, this classic, when I was like, okay, let's try to take a glass of red wine before going to bed, because it's better than taking pills, because it's hard for us. And then I was like, I love Valpolicella Ripasso and Amaranthe red wine. But then I felt like I think I'm allergic to alcohol. So I didn't feel very good about drinking too much. So I don't do it anymore. But I mean, it's also very nice because it's a cultural thing. So when you come to a country want to give you the booze, like for example, Romanian vodka or Russian vodka or yeah, Australia. I don't know what you're famous for. What do you have?
There's a lot of rum, a lot of Bundaberg rum. We drink a lot of beer as well, but yeah, it's hard to say. Probably wine. We're very well known for our very nice wine as well.
Wine. I've
Yeah.
seen that
Yeah.
over in Europe. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I mean, the boys will definitely want to try your specialities.
Good.
They're
good.
not
Do you like composing music? Do you think that you would compose a movie or a theatre show? Have you ever thought about doing that?
That is also one of my dreams. Yes, because I started out, I mean, besides listening to ABBA, which was my favorite band, and I know
ABBA.
they made it ABBA. Yes, they made it very big in Australia, and I've seen the DVD, and that's one reason I wanted to become an artist, because I was thinking, oh my God, if these girls from Sweden, actually the same city I come from.
Oh, wow, cool.
So I was like, well, if they can go there and do this, I can too, you know. So it's the same with the Olaf, for example, with the guitars, that he could see a lot of other bands make it worldwide, and you know, it's always inspiring for us being Swedes that we have those role models to look up to, and yeah. So basically, I loved ABBA, but then I went into musical theater.
Okay.
I also loved, for example, Sound of Music, the movie, as a kid.
Yeah, well, Julie Andrews, she's awesome.
Yes, yes, and I love musicals like We Will Rock You and Wicked, and you know, these kind of crazy. So, but then besides writing like ABBA-inspired metal, I would say, that's definitely a huge dream of mine too. We have talked about it with some other composers as well, actually, to write our own musical theater, or you know, something like that. It's, as a composer, since I love writing songs, that's actually what I like the most, and I love to be on stage and perform, of course, but like to create the music itself is top one thing, being an artist, I think. I mean, so yes, the answer is yes, I would love to do that.
Well, that's good to hear, because I think you have a really solid style, great voice, and a lot of history in different types of music. So you could translate that into a movie or a soundtrack, definitely.
That would be something very nice to look forward. And I do have it on my list, like my bucket list. So let's hope it's
when did you learn English? Did you learn English when you was young, and did you sing in English, or did you start singing in English like when you were older? Because your English is very good, and I suppose you sort of change over occasionally when you perform.
Yeah, we get to learn English in school in Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's sort of like second language. So that's one thing which is very good, I think, with being born in Sweden, is that we get this, every television show is in English, or also in the original language, don't dub things that they do in the Germany, for example. So that's something that helped me learn. And also I was singing a lot in English, or I tried to, you know, imitate at least how they sang. So it's been very helpful that so I learned to speak English in school, and then later on I started to write songs in English when I was older. And I actually did pass an English class, and my teacher told me that,
okay, that's good.
Yeah, you didn't pass the test, like the grammars and all that, but you can sing in English, so I will give you
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, no, it makes sense that you would start when you were young, but then creating music in English, second language. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of Swedish movies that come out from your country that are fantastic, and great bands. So you're in good company, I think. Very, very good to hear that you're successful and been so happy doing it, obviously.
Yes, I'm very grateful, actually. since
Yeah.
I understand that I understand it's been very crucial that I have all the backup and support, being born and raised where I've been, where I come from. Also being that I understand it's not as easy for other women to feel like they can run businesses and sing metal or whatever, in other cultures. So I am very happy.
Well, you're having a birthday soon. Am I right in saying you're having a very big birthday later this year?
Yes, that's true.
That's good. Are you having a party with family, or will you be touring? Any plans?
I actually don't have any plans yet, unfortunately. I don't know. I haven't, because I guess I've been just used to not planning those things because I never had time, and all my birthdays besides maybe one has been on the road, so I cannot give up big plans. That's part of the lifestyle I chose. So
sure, yeah, no. Well, I hope you make time later on in October to enjoy it at least, because it's a big day.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. No, that's okay. I want the best for you. I think you're very good at what you do, and I love your music. I love the band.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm usually, I like to ask that if you're not if you weren't in rock and roll, what career do you think you'd be doing? Or I know you've been performing since you were very young, but do you think of it outside of music? What you think you would be doing for a job?
It's funny because I've been asked this question so many times, and I think it's always hard to answer. Sure. Because I was fighting really hard. I knew what I wanted to do, and I was like really going for it. So I didn't have a plan B, so to speak. But I did have a lot of other jobs. I was working in the service business, like restaurants and spa, and So I think I would like to maybe open up a spa, like run my own business with yoga and healthy healthy stuff.
Have you ever been able to surf? Have you ever learned to go surfing?
I did try it once in Portugal.
Yeah. Any good?
It was very hard. I don't think it was very hard, but also it was very fun. I am an advanced scuba diver, so I have been doing diving. I love water, and I love water sports and stuff. So I would love to stay in Australia and actually do some surfing and learn properly how to be a good surfer. I would love that.
Yeah, I've been surfing since I was very young, and I mean, I don't surf as much as I used to, but I love the ocean, and I'm always like riding my bike down there, and even just sitting there and reading, because the ocean's very important, and we have some nice beaches in Australia.
I've heard. I've seen them online.
What about sport? Have you ever played any sports? There's a lot of famous tennis players in Sweden, but have you ever done sport?
Unfortunately, I never went into any sports like those, what you're talking about, but I've been a professional dancer. So I was doing dancing on an elite level, 16 hours a week. So that's hard work.
Oh, yeah. Before we wrap up, a couple more quick questions. Being a girl in metal, and a rocker, a female, have you ever had any problems or haters online, or anyone, or have you been smooth sailing your whole career?
If you would ask my mom, she would say I've been smooth sailing, but I have obviously seen some hate personally, but I've also seen it on other women's pages, and it's usually based on some culture conflicts, or I don't know what you call it, but some people who just believes that it's something demonic that I'm doing, and I'm a woman and I shouldn't be doing this, or that kind of hate. But I think I mean, I understand
Yeah.
it's not to be taken personally, because obviously somebody has to do the work, and I think it's important, because we were not so many females in this business, and I knew it from the beginning that not a lot of people would agree. It was harder actually 15 years ago than it is now. Nobody says anything bad about
Good. Yeah.
female in middle or whatever they want to call us. But so I thought it was also like for political reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, music, politics. That I kept fighting, even though, I mean, within the business, it's never been a problem, because labels and everybody has been very supportive, and they think it's been awesome. And of course, I need to listen those more, or they are the ones who can make a difference in my life. So I chose that path. But yes, I have been reading comments and gotten a few messages to my personal inbox about how bad stuff. But it's just, if you're in the spotlight, it happens, and it's sad, of course. But
yeah.
But it means you also stand out, and you matter, and you do something important, obviously. So I've been trying to see it from the positive side and never give up.
Well, positive vibes from me. Congratulations on such a great career so far. I mean, you're only just
thanks.
And have a safe trip. Please have a safe trip to Australia, and we might cross paths. I hope the concerts are fantastic. I know you've got a big fan base, and yeah, hopefully ABBA might come to your birthday party. How good would that be?
That would have been amazing. Yeah.
And we'll have to get you surfing at some point as well.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I love sports like that.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like
water
adventures. An adventure.
Oh yeah, like extreme sports.
Extreme sports. That's my thing.